from Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 in all the Filipino shows in the Midwest. And I'm Joe Mauricio. Today we have all the top stories from Chicago and the Philippines. We also have our segment host, Veronica, interesting interviews with Melody Rabor Dizon, our Health Matters host, and Joe Mauricio, myself. And I would like to introduce to you Janet Jordy, our new host from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, introducing her Global Inspirations interviews. We also have happening within our own Filipino community here in Chicago. All these are coming up and more from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
The United States ramping up its COVID-19 vaccination drive just a day after it began distributing Pfizer and BioNTech's vaccine. America expanded the rollout to hundreds of additional distribution centers, inoculating thousands more healthcare workers. That's why top Republicans are trying to boost confidence over the safety of vaccines. According to a Reuters poll, only 61% of Americans are open to getting vaccinated.
I encourage you to step forward and be a part of the solution.
I do my part to reassure those who are doubtful about this that we really need to get the country vaccinated.
Elsewhere around the world, European Union regulators moved up a meeting to assess Pfizer's vaccine to December 21st. That's more than a week earlier than planned. Germany's health minister says the goal is to secure approval before Christmas and begin vaccinations before the year ends. As vaccines developed by Pfizer and BioNTech began to be delivered to various nations, questions are raised on why the Philippines seemed to have missed the bus. Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin Jr. says the country missed an opportunity to acquire 10 million doses of Pfizer's vaccine by January next year due to an unidentified person. Locsin adds he and Philippine Ambassador to U.S. Jose Manuel Romualdez did their job, but the deal was questioned after the pharmaceutical firm supposedly demanded down payment when it was never asked earlier. Ambassador Romualdez said the Philippine side is working on saving the deal and that the most likely delivery date of the vaccines is June next year. Senator Panfilo Lacson says he knows who mishandled the deal. Lacson described the culprit as the captain ball who kept dropping the ball but manages to stay in the game because the coach refuses to fire him. The senator declined to reveal who he was alluding to.
I really lost my temper because Babes and I really work very hard and we don't like to see our efforts wasted.
An SMS that exchanged with Ambassador Babe Romualdez, and you don't need to tell me because I know now who dropped the ball.
Speculations emerged that Locsin and Lacson were referring to Health Secretary Francisco Duque, whom President Duterte has repeatedly refused to fire over his handling of the pandemic. But Duque insists negotiations with Pfizer are still ongoing and that his agency followed the steps in processing documents, including the confidentiality disclosure agreement.
And I just wanted to make sure na hindi onerous or disadvantageous to government yung mga provisions. And so I had to refer this to our lawyers so that after September 24, on October 20, on the day that this was given to me, submitted to me, I signed it already. So there is no such a thing as somebody dropping the ball.
Meanwhile, the Philippine Food and Drug Administration says COVID-19 vaccine developers from China need to apply for regulatory approval immediately if they plan on sending doses of their drugs to the country soon. The FDA says reviewing China's vaccines may take more time compared to vaccines that have already been approved in other countries.
these countries have EUAs only in China, but not in what we call the mature regulatory agencies or the WHO qualified regulatory agencies like USFDA or UK.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Time has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very exciting, very familiar face because you used to watch him here on Cprtv and his name, see the face? His name is Mr. Nick Vera Perez. This is Nick Vera Perez, or Mr. MVP, is really multi-talented and super duper in what he has been doing. He's a nurse, he's in entertainment, and other things too. And he's here to be talking to us about his new projects. Although we are all locked down, Nick has been very, very busy. This person really amazes me. Telling you. Hi, Nick. How are you?
Hello, Tita. Kumusta? How are you?
And I know that we have not seen each other for almost 1 year. And you have been into a lot of projects. I know the first and foremost project that you are having now, which I see on Facebook, is called Kumu.
Kumu. Yes.
What is Kumu?
I don't know what it stands for, but I know it's an app. So it's like saying kumusta. Yeah, it's like saying kumusta. So Kumu, actually, you can earn from Kumu.
How?
Like Kumu is like a Netflix. Halimbawa, nasa Netflix ka. Tapos noon, consider yourself as a channel. So kailangan maganda yung mga pinapalabas mo. It's called content. Pag maganda yung content mo, people will start watching you. Then when they're watching you, they can start giving you virtual gifts. Yung virtual gifts na yun, pag naipon mo siya at nagkaroon ka ng 50,000 virtual gifts, that's already 1,000 pesos.
Pesos or dollars?
Yes. Pesos. Kasi sa Philippine app siya. So imagine me, I'm always earning 6 to 8 million.
Really?
So you divide.
What content do you have? Do you show?
Competitions. I do competitions, singing. I do Christmas shows, mga ganun. Marami. Iba-iba yung content ko, kaya maraming nanonood. So, anong nangyayari, Mami V? Sa 6 million, i-divide mo by 50,000, and then i-times mo by 1,000, yung equivalent, that's like 35,000 pesos, which is $700 sa atin. See?
Oh.
Yeah.
You make that much? When? For how many months? For how long?
No, that's only for, pag malakas ka, you can earn that in 1 or 2 streams.
Really?
Yeah. May mga araw din, kung mag-umpisa ka pa lang and you don't know what you're doing, sometimes zero. Wala ka talagang kinikita. Or sometimes, you should be happy with having 2,000. So, ang ginagawa ng iba, they stream every day. So, makakapag-ipon sila ng 5,000 diamonds or virtual gifts. Tapos nun, after 1 month, they will have like 3 million. That's 45,000. 3 million is, that's 45,000 pesos, which is almost $1,000 sa atin in a month for them. Sa akin, so far, hindi. Mga 1 week ko yun. 1 week ko yun. Yeah. It's like really work.
Really?
Yeah.
So but that app is from the Philippines.
From the Philippines, pero ang may-ari is from California.
Is is it only for shows, entertainment productions?
No, it's for everybody. So kung wala kang talent, what they usually do, it's either you're very beautiful or you're very handsome. So ang ginagawa nila, magpapakit-kakit lang sila. And then people namemesmerize sa kanilang kagandahan, they give them virtual gifts, or they make silly contents like mga jokes lang, puro jokes lang, katatawanan, puro mga walang kwenta. And then it's called tambay, di ba?
Who pays for it?
Kumu.
Kumo?
Yeah, but this is what, ang trick lang doon is, before people can give you virtual gifts, they have to buy the virtual gifts to give to you. So they will buy it sa Kumu.
They buy it from Kumo.
Oo. So Kumu actually earns a lot. Halimbawa, mami.
Yeah.
Halimbawa, 100,000 coins to buy the virtual gifts is $99. Halimbawa, ha? Sa $99 na yon, that's 5,000 pesos, correct? So, ang mabibili ng 5,000 pesos mo is 100,000 coins. So, pag binigay mo yung 100,000 coins sa taong pinapanood mo sa Kumu, makukuha niya yung 100,000 coins pero in virtual gifts format. Yun yung mga virtual gifts, nakukuha niya na. Ngayon, yung virtual gifts na yun, pag kinonvert ko sa cash para maging pera sa akin as a streamer, it's only worth 2,000. Pero ang binayad nung nagbigay sa akin ng gift is 5,000. So, ang kinita ng Kumu is 3,000, ang 2,000 sa akin.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how the business works for them. Yeah.
They get paid by what you call, I've heard about it, Bitcoins.
I heard Bitcoins pero hindi ko masyadong I haven't heard about Bitcoin. I heard about Bitcoin pero hindi ko siya talagang binasa.
Not Bitcoins. Okay. Wow, very exciting. And is it making you richer than ever now?
Nagkataon kasi, Mami, mula March, I did not work as a nurse. I totally resigned kasi dahil sa pandemic. Kasi mahirap na, I'm taking care of 2 old people na baka mahawa ko. You never know. And then, so in short, mawala yung every 2 weeks na sweldo ko as a nurse. Pero so matagal yun. Nag-start ako sa Kumu, first week September. So whatever I'm earning sa Kumu is the same as parang kumikita ako sa nurse.
Really?
Yeah. Ang maganda lang doon, well, ang ano doon, Mami, ang maganda doon is, number 1, you have to have a lot of followers or supporters. Or else, walang magbibigay sa'yo ng virtual gifts. Pangalawa, kung wala ka namang followers, then you start to build. Bawal yung mga pasaway. As in, number 1 rule ng Kumu, yung mga pasaway, yung mga nagpapakadiva-diva and then feeling superior than the rest, if they see that, kasi yung first months mo sa Kumu, may mga Kumu police, ibig sabihin, they watch your stream kung maganda or may ugali ka. And then kung may mga ugali, they can easily spot yung mga padiva-diva. They remove them from Kumu, they block them. So basically, when you're in Kumu, mababait lahat yung mga tao doon.
Oh, I see. So parang you have your own show.
Meron talaga. You have to have your own content.
And you have followers, you have viewers, just like you're having your own TV show.
Exactly. Ang concept talaga ng Kumu, Mami, is it's like my channel, when you come to me, is Nick Vera Perez channel, Nick Vera Perez TV. So ikaw as a viewer, mamimili ka, as in marami. Pag open mo ng Kumu, ang daming channels makikita mo. So it's a matter of sino yung pipiliin mo doon, tapos pipili ka rin ng mga magustuhan mo, tapos i-follow mo sila. So both ways, you are following who you like sa viewer side, pero sa streamer, you can also gain followers. So maganda. Both win-win siya.
Like YouTube?
Yeah, para siyang YouTube. Actually, yung concept niya parang YouTube. Pero ang YouTube ngayon, I heard they will start doing what Kumu is doing. I don't know. Iba kasi ang payment ng YouTube eh. Ang payment ng YouTube, you have to have 4,000 hours spent na view ng tao. And then you have to have at least 1,000 viewers to start monetizing. Matagal ko na na-hit yung mga yon, kaso natatamad lang ako sa YouTube kasi gusto ko lang sa YouTube is perfect. Kailangan video perfect ang mga YouTube eh. Yung maganda yung lighting mo. And the best lighting is natural lighting. Or else no one really watches. Sa ngayon, wala pa akong magandang mga lighting. So, but when I have my lighting, pwede yung ginagawa ko sa Kumu, i-video ko, then ipapalabas ko sa, sa YouTube, and then ipapalabas ko sa Facebook Live. Pwede yon yung maganda siya. And then they will all earn. Ang Facebook Live, walang earning potential ang Facebook Live. Pero yung TikTok meron. Meron na rin silang live ang TikTok.
Really? Oh my God. I don't know, Nick. I'm not into all these apps. And, just, you're a young person that's involved in technology. Matanda na kami eh. We cannot keep up.
Pero maganda dun, Mami, ang ikaw, aaralin mo na lang is how is this technology working? Kasi yung mga content, may content ka eh. Meron ka ng regular following, may content ka na. It's a matter of shifting yung output mo instead of sa mga TV dito. I-shift mo lahat sa social media. Easier for you. You don't have to spend. Tapos, mas marami yung marireach niya. Marami talaga.
I cannot even keep up with my Facebook.
Sige lang, Mami. Ang maganda doon, alam mo, as we reach 40 years old, based on science, we start losing the white-gray or the gray matter of our brain. So you keep learning. Like si Mama, ayaw na ayaw niya ng treadmill. I start letting her learn. You form more gray matter. So like ikaw, ayaw na ayaw mo na, sabi mo, Facebook, you cannot keep up. No, keep doing that kasi nag-grow siya actually.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
They recommend it to the seniors. Either you play mahjong or do Facebook.
Or learn new things.
Yes.
Kasi sometimes,
new language.
Kasi if you already know them, hindi siya nag-grow. The gray matter has to know something new. Yung hindi niya alam, tapos aaralin niya, dumadami sila. Maganda.
You should know it because you've been working as a nurse for how many years now?
27. Going 28.
And so, you said that you are on break right now?
Yes.
Your job?
Yeah. So, ang nangyari, Mami V, mula March 27, that was my last day sa Loyola. And then, although sinabi ko, I can still come back pag meron ng vaccine.
Vaccine is
maganda rin. Yeah, pero maganda rin yung nangyari kasi ang nangyari ngayon is it gave me like a gift to myself. Pag tinapos ko tong MSN FFP, going to PhD, kailangan sabi ko matapos ko to bago ako mag-50. So I'm really giving myself a timeline. So maganda rin siya sa resume. Sa resume mo na bakit ka nag-stop sa bedside, you are pursuing a study. So maganda, yung wala kang break kasi nakaupo ka lang. And then,
you really amaze me. How could you do that?
Kasi Mami, naalala mo last year na nag-show ako, marami sa Pinas. So whatever I earned there from sponsorship, talagang inipon ko. Can you believe kung wala yun, what will I do now sa pandemic? No? Imagine that.
Yeah.
What will help me?
And also because of the pandemic, you used to have concerts in the Philippines, right?
Yun na yun, dami.
We have concert now, 2020, starting 2020. How about next year?
Na-cancel lahat this year. We're supposed to go May hanggang the whole month of May with 14 shows. Na-cancel lahat yun. Pati dito sa Chicago, we have 4. Na-cancel lahat. So, nangyari, we will all do December. Ang ganda talaga ng foresight ko, Mami. Ewan ko pasalamat ako sa Diyos for giving me a foresight. Alam mo, nung March pa lang, kausap ko na yung Warner. I actually resigned from Loyola and from Warner. Kasi sabi ko, I am not going to be a stable singer with Warner dahil sa mga nangyayari. I cannot be there. So, Magti-freelance na muna ako. So everything that will be released for the next album is all freelance label, which is okay din. So ang point ko doon, at least hindi ako tied up. Alam mo yun, mami, hindi ka tied up na sa obligations mo dito. Pag tinawagan ka, you have to be there. Tapos nag-foresight ako, sabi ko, alam mo, ito tingin-tingin ko lang sa mga COVID, sa mga nangyayari, we should be back to 70 or 80% normal by December next year. So doon ko pinano yung yung mga dates ng concerts next year, reschedule. Alam mo ba yung findings ng mga CDC? We will be back to normal around fall next year. So can you believe that? How close sa ang proximity ng ginawa?
2021.
2021. Hindi pala next week, next year.
I see. Okay. Next week na yun. In a
Yeah.
couple of weeks. It's already 2021.
I mean, naririnig mo ba itong music? Naririnig mo yan? Hindi.
Narinig ko.
Ha?
I can hear it.
Ah, okay. Ayun.
What
Effect
is
yan ng effect ng V8 na sinasabi ko. When you're podcasting like this, you can hear the music, you can play music. Ito, naririnig mo to?
Yes, very well.
Naririnig mo yun, laughing effect.
Yes.
Ito. So
Yes.
imagine, if I send one to you, i-connect mo lang yung box na yun with a microphone. Alam mo, mami, pag nag-i-interview ko sa mga Zoom, you can play all of this. Alam mo ba, tumatawa ka, pindutin mo yung laugh. Tapos, pag ini-introduce mo, please welcome Mr. Nick Vera Perez, pindutin mo yung palakpak.
All right.
Yeah, yan ang ginagawa ko sa Kumu. So when people are there, alam mo, ang daming artista sa Kumu, mami. Nandun na lahat. Kagabi lang, I was with Ivy Violan. I was with Thor. Si Jaya nandun na rin. Martin Rivera, Regine Velasquez, Ogie, nasa Kumu na lahat. Yeah.
Oh, really? They have
Yes.
their own shows like you.
Yeah. Kasi wala talaga silang kinikita now. Wala. Zero.
Zero, right?
Yeah.
The Filipino artist?
Yeah. Si Regine is very strong sa Kumu. Kasi every time mag-stream sila ni Ogie, she always get like 2 or 3 million one stream. I mean, for her, was maybe nothing, pero that's 45,000, no?
Interesting. Is it only the entertainers that can do it?
No, anyone. Kahit na halimbawa,
Right.
palagay na natin, wala kang talent, corny kang tao. So, ang gagawin mo lang, it's either you can be the viewer, ikaw yung nagbibigay ng virtual gifts, or magpatambay ka. Yung tambay, like, bubuksan mo yung screen mo, yung TV mo, na merong 9 slots. People can come up, and then wala lang. Para lumabas lang kayo nag-inuman, nagkikwentuhan kayo, parang barkada. Ang maganda sa Kumu, mami, kasi sa lahat ngayon, nasa bahay sila, it gives them the chance to do something na na-challenge yung mind nila. Kahit nakaupo ka lang, nanonood ka lang sa cellphone, since everybody's using cellphone, so nandun ka sa isang tambayan, so parang natatanggal yung busyness ng mind mo sa pandemic. You focus on other stuff. Yun ang maganda sa Kumu. Nababaling niya.
Good. Very good. Okay, so speaking of the pandemic, Nick, what have you been doing since it started? How does it affect your lifestyle?
Yeah. Ma'am, make siya I'm a very careful person in everything I do. Consistent pa rin, sabi mo nga. Ang ginawa ko, mami, meron kaming precautions sa hospital. May standard precaution, may droplet precaution, contact precaution. So each one pataas ng pataas. So, nung lumabas yung COVID, ako yung unang nurse na binigyan ng COVID patient sa Loyola. So, ang ginawa ko, sinabi contact daw. Ibig sabihin, ang droplet ng isang tao, after 6 feet, nahuhulog sa ground. So, hindi ka naman mahahawak if you are in a distance. Iyon ang contact precautions na gagawin mo. So, kung 6 feet lang nahuhulog, ang gagawin mo, magmamask ka. Yun yung mga medical terms namin. Ang airborne precaution is you wear a higher mask. Kasi ang airborne, hindi lang siya 6 feet, umaabot siya ng 23 feet, lumilipad yung mga germs na yon. So talagang pag sinabing isolation, airborne, yan yung mga TB na hawa sa hangin. So yung ginagamit naming mask, yun yung mga N95 mask, yung hindi sila nakakapasok. Very high ang filtration rate. Ako, yung ugali ko, pag sinabi mo, kasi may ano yan may hierarchy. So, standard precaution, all patients coming in, whether malinis ka or what, ang standard precaution, you wear gloves and then wash your hands. And then, ang susunod noon is, for example, contact precaution. Pag sinabing contact, you wear another mask and gloves. Pag sinabing airborne, you wear a higher mask. Ang ginagawa ko, mami, practice ko lang to mula sa nag-start ako sa nursing. Pag sinabi nilang standard, I one-up myself. So, pag sinabing standard, pumupunta ako sa contact. Pag sinabi nilang, itong COVID patient na to, right now, it's only considered contact. Ang ginawa ko that time, when I had the patient, I immediately wore N95, which is for airborne. So, guess what? All this time, nagagalit kasi yung mga hospital pag gumagamit ka ng unnecessary mask kasi sayang, di ba? It's very expensive. Pero all this time, I was correct. Can you believe that?
You try to be ahead of the game.
Yeah. Kasi sabi ko, if you cannot take care of me, I will take care of myself. Yun ang lagi kong sinasabi. So lahat sila nakamask ng regular mask lang yung standard. Pero ako, nagganon ako ng N95. So tinan mo, after like 2-3 months, I was correct. It is now considered airborne. So,
wow.
Can you believe, no? Can you believe? So yun ang ginawa ko. Tapos, March 27, I decided, kasi nagpo-furlough na kami. Ibig sabihin, sabi ng pandemic, everybody go to your houses, wala kaming surgery. So pag wala kaming surgery cases, what will happen to the nurses? Stay home. So na-furlough ako, isa ako sa na-furlough kasi bago lang ako sa Loyola. And then by May 15, nag-decide na ako na I have to stop kasi kahit furloughed ka, Mami V, pag tumataas ang census, they can call you. Can you come back? Kasi, sabi ko, hanggat walang vaccine, I cannot work. So, ang ginawa ko, I made that letter and then umalis na ako. Pero sabi ko, I will come back. Nag-iyakan lahat kasi nga, I love everybody. Alam mo yung ang ganda ng family ng Loyola. Very, very nice family. Walang mga So, yun, it really hit me.
To go back there to Loyola?
Maybe lighter na lang. Like 3 days a week or 2 days a week. Kasi, ang studies ang focus ko ngayon. Tatapusin ko talaga to. Kaya nga nung naalala mo, sa 3 subjects ko, 3 terms na pala ako. Grabe, ang bilis,
Bilis.
Yeah, sa 3 terms, Mami, 2 subject dyan, na minusan ako ng 1.5 points. Kasi I'm always used to 100, di ba? Mula high school, college, 100 ako lagi. Pagdating ngayon, na minusan ako ng 1.5, kaya para akong yung 98.5 was not good enough for me. Not because I'm trying to be somebody, no. Kasi alam mo, Mami, for someone who is not working, who's only staying home, there should be no reason for you not to perfect 100, lalo na online. Tama ba? Tama ba? I mean, I have all the time in the world. So, kaya sabi ko, bakit hindi ko na nagawa ng parang? Kaya, isang assignment ko, Mami, inaabot ako ng 3 days, binabasa ko talaga line by line. Kaya, masakit sa mata, pero I try to learn everything from the eyes, sense of sight, from the hearing, binabasa ko siya, tapos sinusulat ko siya. So 3 ways to learn them is using your senses.
My
So, yun.
God, you're an excellent student. Wow.
On top of that, Mami, I'm going 50 years old. Ibig sabihin, I'm too old for this.
God, 50 years old. That's very young.
Ay, nako, di ba?
Anyway,
Know what I mean? Usually, usually kasi, Mami, yung mga nasa graduate classes, mga bata, mga 25, So, for me, it's like, kailangan talaga ma-perfect. Kasi wala nang rason.
You still look young anyway. You look like you're only 29, right?
19 na lang, Mami. Don't push it.
Anyway, you were talking about the vaccine. You said you were waiting for the vaccine. The vaccine is out now. So are you lined up for the vaccination schedule?
Since nag-resign na ako sa sa Loyola, naka-line up ako pero yung kumbaga sa typhoon nasa tail. Yung mga former employees nasa tail na kami. So around March ako, which is also good. At least naobserbahan ko muna yung mga first batches.
Oh, yan.
Ito yung palang fallacy. This is fallacy. Ang akala ng tao, pag nagpa-vaccine ka, you will have COVID. Hindi, hindi. Kasi they are not using attenuated virus. When you say attenuated virus, mga weak virus, virus pa rin sila, buong-buong virus ang ginagamit to to emerge a reaction from you. Pero ang ginagamit nila ngayon, it's called the mRNA process. Meaning, ito yung buong virus, tinanggal lang nila yung kuko o kaya yung ilong, yung tenga ng virus, yun ang nilagay nila sa loob. Yung part lang ng So, yung part na yun, they cannot grow into one piece. No. Pero they will trick your body kasi kahit paano foreign pa rin siya. Pagpasok niya sa body mo, you will be tricked saying, oh, may antibody. Halika. Ay, may antigen. Kalabanin natin ang antigen. Kaya magkakaroon ka ng sarili mong antibody. Please remember these people. When you start using your antibody, you will get reaction. Ibig sabihin, pag nag-fever ka, pag nagkaroon ka ng a little shake here and there, ibig sabihin you're healthy. You see, there's a lot of misconception talaga, di ba? Ang akala ng tao, pag nag-fever ka, oo, natural, may sakit ka. Lumalaban yung katawan mo, kaya ka nag-fever. Yun. Yun naman. Hindi yun dahil na natatalo ka. No. Maling-mali talaga. Ang daming misconception.
That's how it is then, huh?
Yeah.
From a scientific point of view, it should be like that because some people are really scared to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
And because of the,
Politics.
Politics and also unknown
Origin ng virus, yeah.
Yes,
It's
you
very
don't
new.
know. You really don't know what is going to be injected into your body.
Yes, tama.
Listening to you, maybe you have to go out there or maybe do that in your kumot show.
Yes. Mami, actually, ang mga tao, alam ko kung bakit sila natatakot. Number one, ang daming misconceptions and misinformation na lumalabas. Kaya ko sinabi politics, kasi they are really trying to put a good man down, and you know who that is, si Trump. So to put Trump down, ang mga leftists, they have to do a lot of things na sasabihin nila, vaccine doesn't work, vaccine does this, vaccine does that. So dumadami yung mga ayaw magpa-vaccine, sasabihin nila, effect yan sa Trump administration. So, everything they do to make Trump look bad. Parang ganun ba?
Yeah.
So, ang mga tao naman, natatakot na tuloy. Pero, they have to remember, it's the same thing as getting BCG, polio, vaccine. Lahat yan, pare-pareho ang principle ng vaccine. Pero tama talaga sinabi mo, it's a very new vaccine. We don't know what's gonna happen. I think that's the number one reason kung bakit takot yung mga tao.
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't want to be guinea pigs.
Yeah.
They're saying, but somehow, in order to be back to normal, I think you got to have it.
Yeah. In fact, actually, Mami, having a yellow card that says you have the vaccine is a good thing. Pero again, may mga leftists nagsasabi, ito na yung sinasabi sa Biblia that you will all be marked as, parang ganun ba? They are interpreting it so differently. A health issue ito. This has nothing to do with politics or biblical concern. It's health issue, period.
Well, Nick, we're running out of time. Thank you for your tips and for your for getting us updated too about what you've been doing in your life. And thank you for your tips about the vaccine. I really like that, and I think you should You should really write something about it, talk about it in your Kumu show. Anyway, one last word, quick word, and we're signing off now.
Okay, I would like to invite everyone to follow me on Kumu. All you have to do is download Kumu app, Kumu, register for free, and then search Nick Vera Perez 1 to start. Kasi at least, alam nyo na, I can teach you one thing or two. And then enjoy life because life is really short. It was just like yesterday. I don't have gray hairs, and now you can see every gray hair coming out. Life is too short. Enjoy it and then forget all the negative things that happen in your life. Just be thankful we're still alive today. Maraming salamat, Mami B, for having me today. I love you. I love you.
Maraming salamat, Nick. And that's our very handsome Nick Vera Perez. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Nick.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
This is Janet Jordy at Global Inspiration. Our guest this afternoon is a friend of mine, and she is a successful realtor, a small business entrepreneur, and a mother of a son, an only child, and also she volunteers to nonprofit organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome Rose Padayhag Paul. Rose, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here, Ate Janet.
Thank you. So, from where are you in the Philippines?
Actually, I grew up in Iligan City in Mindanao. So then I moved in Cebu when I was 17.
Okay.
That's where I come from. Yes.
So when did you start to be a realtor in America?
I started 2016 when before that I was jobless. My first company here in United States closed.
Okay.
Yeah, it was closed by FBI. It's so weird because I come here in United States. My husband, give me a promise that this is United States. This is a good life. But my first company, after 2 years and a half, it was closed by FBI. So it's a story that I won't forget. After that, I've been, unemployed, and then the unemployment federal said there's no money in unemployment. So I was so depressed. And friend of mine, I was doing this home business.
Okay.
Yes, I'm just doing the coffee business during the time. And they knew that I'm a realtor in the Philippines. That's when they approached me. Why not you help us in here?
Yeah.
And it clicked to me and like, okay, if there's no Filipino who's doing that, I will do it.
Okay.
So then I started 2016.
So we met 7 years ago when I was the president of the Philippine American Association here in Madison.
Mm-hmm.
You partnered your business, the 4S Imports, partnered with Pamana and at Alliance Center.
Mm-hmm.
And we sell this unique and beautiful shells. And that is by 4S Imports. Can you share more about that?
Absolutely. I put up this business for its imports. Basically, it's importing products in the Philippines, the seashells made products, and the collection that I made. Before I come here in the from Philippines, I just decided, me and my husband decided to put up a shop in Cebu to help the divers of seashells. That's the only way that I say thank you for our craftsmen in the Philippines, where they create a beautiful, oh my God, beautiful piece. So I partner with them, and then I decided to do it my own. So those seashells products, from jewelry to boxes to to any knickknacks that we could do gifts.
Okay.
I created that because of my love of our country and those people. Because during the time when I come here, recession happened.
Okay.
And before that, I work as a logistic um, account management, import and export. So I knew a lot of people that just doing divings and just creating some nice thing, and there's no way they could sell. So
Correct.
me and my husband said we can do this, and I said, well, I know I can sell this in America. So that's how I started, and I was so blessed for all the support for people here that's been embracing my craftsmanship, my
Yeah, yeah.
designs and collection.
You mentioned when I had a short discussion with you that you have family members who are in America. You do?
True. Yeah, my mother migrated here since 1998 after my grandma died. So
Okay.
since my grandma died, I'm alone. That's why you said I'm orphaned since I was 17.
Okay.
I decided not to come here because say, hey, I grew up with grandma and then coming to my mom, it's a different world for me. And I decided to stay in the Philippines even though I'm alone. So my mom lived in Virginia with her family.
So have you visited your mom since you came
Yes,
here?
we're united when many times, many
Okay.
times.
Okay.
So last year she's here. She's
Okay.
spending her birthday with me.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon. This is Bridget Carino Quater bringing you this week's local news from our community. U.S. Department of Agriculture Undersecretary for Trade and Foreign Agricultural Affairs Ted McKinney paid a courtesy visit to Philippine Agriculture Attaché to the Americas Dr. Jocelyn Javalosa on December 15th in appreciation of the strong bilateral relationship of the Philippines and the United States in food and agriculture. The United States remains the Philippines' #1 partner in terms of total agricultural and food trade, and the country's top agriculture and food supplier. Meanwhile, the U.S. is the second largest destination of the Philippines' food and agricultural exports in 2019. Dr. Javalosa and Undersecretary McKinney briefly exchanged views on the recently concluded working group meeting on food and agriculture issues under the Philippine-United States Trade and Investment Framework Agreement, or TIFA, meeting held on December 9, 2020. The Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, announced the recipients of $4.5 million in funding for community-based activities to advance racial healing. Healing Illinois, an initiative to engage residents of communities across the state that have been disproportionately impacted by COVID-19 in meaningful dialogue, has selected 179 organizations to receive awards. The organizations will use the funding to create community-centric, inclusive spaces to talk, learn, and grow, supporting the initiative's overarching goals: to build and advance knowledge and understanding of racial healing and racial equity in communities across the state, increase trust and relationship building among the residents of Illinois, and provide opportunities for communities and individuals to begin to heal from the harms caused by racism. Illinoisans will ring in the new year with an additional increase in the minimum wage to $11 an hour. And the Illinois Department of Labor is encouraging employees to watch their paychecks to ensure that time worked in 2021 is paid at the new rate. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed legislation into law in 2019, providing a path to $15 minimum wage by 2025. Minimum wage earners received 2 increases in 2020 to $9.25 an hour on January 1st, followed by an increase to $10 an hour on July 1st. The minimum wage will continue to increase an additional $1 an hour each January 1st until it reaches $15 an hour in 2025. We want to make sure that workers earning minimum wage are aware that the $1 increase should be reflected in their paychecks for any time they work after the first of the year, said Michael Kleinig, director of the Illinois Department of Labor. While we fully expect employers will pay the new wage, we also want workers to be aware of the change. The Archdiocese of Chicago announced it has named Moira Riley as interim director of the Office for Child Abuse Investigations and Review, which works to provide a compassionate and thorough process to receive and investigate reports of abuse against personnel. Riley fills the position of Leah McCluskey Heffernan, who has accepted the position as Director, Office of Child and Youth Protection for the Diocese of Joliet. We are pleased to have someone with 20 years' experience working in all aspects of child protection, said Mary Jane Doer, Director of the Office for the Protection of Children and Youth. Moira has accepted this promotion and will continue to assist the Archdiocese in our child protection efforts. Attorney General Kwame Raoul joined a bipartisan coalition of 28 attorney generals urging the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, or HHS, to hold drug manufacturers accountable for unlawfully refusing to provide discounts to federally qualified health centers, hospitals, and other providers that serve vulnerable patient populations through the 340B drug pricing program. The 340B drug pricing program provides discounts covered to healthcare entities that serve uninsured and low-income patients and helps these providers keep costs low even as prescription drug prices rise. In today's letter addressed to HSS Secretary Alex Azar, Raoul and the coalition argue that by withholding or threatening to withhold these critical discounts, drug manufacturers Eli Lilly and Company, AstraZeneca plc, Sanofi SA, Novartis Pharmaceuticals, Merck & Co., United Therapeutics Corp., and others put low-income patients at risk of losing access to affordable medications while communities continue to battle the COVID-19 pandemic. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
Okay, ready guys? Introducing our new Energy Star certified washer and dryer, thanks to rebates from ComEd.
Yay! We love rebates! Ay, Daniel, we are famous.
Get used to it. When you use less water and electricity, people notice.
I can get used to that.
So can I.
Take it easy.
Get rebates from ComEd on select Energy Star certified appliances and find even more savings with the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program. ComEd, powering lives.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. This is Melody Dizon, your Health Matters host. And that's right, it's Christmas. My guest here for today is wearing green and I'm wearing a little bit of a red. So I wish everybody a happy Christmas. And of course, as I promised you, televiewers, I'd always give you tips or any kind of new things that's out there. And the hot topic that we will be talking about is about the vaccine, the COVID vaccine. So without further ado, I'd like to reintroduce my guest for today. This is Dr. Oni Euro. Hi, Doc.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm well, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
So, Doc, the questions in the minds of everybody is, should I get the vaccine?
I know. Well, there's a lot of controversies, but after I reviewed what's been happening, well, first of all, the vaccine has been developed, they call in a very short period of time.
Right.
Normally it takes years
Yes.
for the vaccine to be developed and approved. But because we have this pandemic and because a lot of people are dying, a lot of people are being infected, our current president actually had this warp or speedy transition or process or program to get this vaccine out. And they've been able to study this, Pfizer, Moderna, and several other companies. Actually, there's more than 100 companies that went to develop this vaccine. And only a few of them actually were able to do the final research. And two or three of them have been approved. They've been found to be effective, more than 95%.
Oh, that's
After 90 to 95% after being tested on several people. And the safety profile is really acceptable. So as far as I'm concerned, I would actually take the vaccine myself, since I'm a front runner. I deal with people with COVID infection, and I'd like to be protected. The actual one that we're going to be getting here, actually it's already in Illinois. They started today, actually.
I heard, yes.
Yeah, they're going to do the first vaccines today. And what they have established as a program is they're going to give this first to people in the front line.
Correct.
Like the nurses, the doctors. Okay, so it's not going to be universally available yet, but I think eventually, hopefully, after they have developed more of these vaccines, it'll be available to everyone who wants to get it. Okay, but to answer your question directly, yes, I would be very confident in taking it myself. Okay, from the studies that I've read, they have only some minor side effects. Like when you get your flu vaccine, you get some aching in the side. You can have some fever, some muscle aches. But that's only a minor side effect compared to what the benefit is.
Correct.
Which is protection. Now they said you develop immunity after about 2 doses, and usually takes about up to 3 months before you can actually be. We don't know exactly how long it will last.
Correct.
So further studies are going to be done. So that's my opinion on this vaccine. I know a lot of people are scared,
Right, yeah.
of the side effects, but because of the pandemic, the very infectious and fatal problem that we can face with this pandemic, I think it's worth doing the
It's worth
vaccine.
doing, correct. And I agree with Dr. Euro. But the thing is, how do you think it will roll out, Doc? Like, how would it go? Like, would they call out, they have a special place for vaccination, call the doctors in, nurses in?
Yeah,
How does it
well, actually, most of the vaccines are being given to the county
okay.
health departments.
Okay.
Okay, and there is a registration. Actually, Josie just told me that I need to register to determine my eligibility.
Got it.
So I think they're looking at those front liners first, and then people with high risk, nursing home patients and those type of things. Then after that, I think once it's universally available, everybody can get it. So
Correct. I know there's a lot of political themes behind all this
Right,
stuff,
right.
and it's still dependent on each state, right? So the state
Correct.
can do however they want it
they're
to
the ones.
administer it.
They're the ones who's going to determine who gets it first.
That's right, yes. But again, as what you said, it's more beneficial for us to have the vaccine than not.
Right.
And the numbers are rising. Is it, how's it in your office, Doc? Do you see a lot of them nowadays?
Well, there are a few of them that we have had positive cases, We don't allow them to come to the office. That's why our doors are locked.
That's right. I think that's
They
smart.
have to knock and they have to be screened before they can come in. Okay, and those with possible symptoms, we just give them some medications, for their symptoms, and then we send them for the testing.
That's right. And that's all we could do for now.
That's right. And then once they're positive, then they're quarantined for several days, at least until they have no fever, until after 10 to 14 days that they have no symptoms, and then they're able to be released.
Okay. Well, that's wonderful. So there you are, folks. That's a special tip with if you should get your immunization, and based from our expert, Dr. Euro, he has really encouraged and recommended everyone to have it. So I think we should all have them. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Again, this is Melody Dizon, your Health Matters host. Merry Christmas to you all, and Merry Christmas to you, Doc.
Well, thank you. Yes, same to you.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joe Mauricio wishing everybody Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. We come to the portion of the show that everybody was waiting for. It's the birthdays of some beautiful people, some honorable people. Let me start with wishing Conjen Adel Cruz, Consul General of Los Angeles, California. We have our own relatives here. Tina Paul Dean. Happy birthday, Tina. Then our good friend, Leslie Nabal. Happy birthday, Leslie. And of course, my friend Anthony De Leon and my friend Jerry Hart celebrating their 29th birthday. Wishing everybody a good birthday and Merry, Merry Christmas to you all. But on the sadder note, we have some condolences that we would like to convey to the family of Reverend Thomas Dorr, Pastor Emeritus of St. Charles Parish Church in Oak Park. Again, we would like to extend our condolences to the family. Again, this is Joe Mauricio saying Merry Christmas to all and happy birthday to everybody.